So what is up, ladies and gents? And obviously, as of right now, this is an issue I feel like I should be discussing, because this isn't an issue that happened to me and I know is happening to a lot of other people. That's the only reason I'm discussing it. But there is currently a massive exploit going around allowing scammers to not only just steal and completely wipe your garden, like literally removing everything, but they can even do it to your favorited items. Now, check it out. The favorite item right here is from the gear store right here. You know, this Johnson right here. It's the most expensive gear you can buy, which favorites an item, which means it prevents it from being collected. Now, if you also didn't know, in the game, you can, to other gardens that aren't yours, spend Robux, obviously, and like come over and steal one of their items. Now, the issue around this obviously being you can literally pay Robux to steal other people's progress and all that. But the problem is there's actually an exploit going around, both allowing them to not have to spend the Robux to steal it, but also allowing them to bypass the favorite tool, because the favorite tool also affected the like stealing thing. So you couldn't steal an item if it was favorited from another person, and this exploit is allowing them to pretty much just bypass this. Now, the reason why I want to say this is, if you didn't know, there's a difference in my layout. I had a rainbow, disco, every possible known weather event mutation on a golden mushroom sitting right here, and it was stolen from me by one of these exploiters. Like later in the video, obviously I'm going to show you ways you can avoid this scam happening to you as well, but alongside that, why this happened, how it's happening, and what Jandel is working towards fixing it. Now, if you are wanting, I am trying to hit 150,000 subs, and I would really appreciate if you subscribe. You can obviously be in the OGs of my channel. Now, the way this, so like the favorite tool, obviously, this is 20 million shekels in the gear shop. It's supposed to lock your crops, making them unstealable by other players, and obviously shows the heart icon on them. Additionally, it also keeps you like from collecting it yourself. Now, I do think I have another one of like the disco ones still planted over here. Yeah, it's right here. As you see, this one right here, can't claim it or anything because it is hearted, and effectively that's the idea behind it. Now, the main thing that causes this issue, so obviously this was added in, I think, May 14th, the gear, and it adds like the visual heart, and it blocks both thief and all this stuff. But a new glitch breaks this protection, and I've been getting a lot of DMs, and also this happened to me as well, so that's why I feel like I should cover it, of people being affected where their like hearted things are being stolen. Now, obviously, so how it works based on reports and videos I've seen is the rejoin glitch. So a player leaves and rejoins a server while toggling Wi-Fi or like spamming the join leave, causing the game to forget favored status, showing a rejoin glitch. And this lets them steal crops marked as favorited or like favored, even in private servers. So like, meaning if you're in their server. So this is how you could do it as a normal player. And then there's obviously exploits to get around this and all this. But the plot merging. So a release glitch in like a related glitch, obviously, the 1 in 5 public server players affecting, like, as you see, if you go to Grow A Garden, their servers have been migrated down to like 5, like the private servers. Most servers, obviously, there's exploiters like filling these up past the limit, technically should be. But a lot of them, if you do see them being at 5, merges 2 players' gardens, and the related glitch, so it merges 2 players' gardens when they join simultaneously, letting them access each other's crops and pets. So this was fixed by Jandel on May 13th, but obviously it proves to be a new glitch that's coming back. Now, obviously, unlike no hacks needed, like unlike executor hacks spawning, you know, whatever the frick you want, this exploit requires no script, and it's just like manipulating the server. Now, obviously, in some videos, they show people showing how to do this glitch and all this stuff. I can probably even just find one right now. Anyways, okay, regardless, so there are people doing this. So like, despite the heart icon obviously being there, showing that the thing's been favorited and shouldn't be picked up, there are like people being able to steal these. So like, there are some people with like straight up high, super high value mutations on like mushrooms, and there's some even with like candy blossoms that have like hundreds, like literally into the hundreds of billions of sell value that they're collecting or doing some form of grinding strat with like the raccoon and all that. But this is being completely ruined because of these exploiters doing this. Now, hacking connection making it worse. So obviously hackers are amplifying this scam. So I have had people I've seen, including hackers, bragging about like them bypassing the favorite status entirely, stealing or deleting crops remotely, And then on May 20th, there was a YouTube video of a script on deleting the moon melon. So just straight up like coming into someone's base and then just deleting the moon melon entirely somehow. And like deleting it from like, not like just visually, like when they rejoin the server, it's just gone. Now, the Grow A Garden wiki, I think, notes that like 15% of the bans target executor users, but Roblox anti-cheat can't keep it per, I think it's like a 2024 data breach shows like all this crap. I don't even want to get into it, but there are a lot of obviously Twitter posts about people who quit after hackers like stole all these high value stuff, or like people with billions of value in their base, and then having all of this stolen in an instant by like some crazy super valuable plant, like I said before, like a candy blossom or something, and then some hacker coming in and just yoinking it all of a sudden. Like there's so many issues with things like that. There's hackers even spawning fake seeds and then scamming players into buying billions of all these items that don't even exist, and like duping and all this crap. And obviously Jandel, obviously he has like commented on some people's videos, and I've seen posts about this. He said, beware of this stealing glitch in this video, saying like the plot merging glitch was fixed, but obviously he reduced the server size from 6 to 5 to fix this. So if you are seeing, now obviously he did reduce the server size, but as I literally just showed, if you see servers that are like 6, as you can tell, pretty much always occupied by Bacon's, avatars, defaults, which usually is revolving around this exploit in the script. And then additionally, like this was meant to limit the like join leave exploits, but as multiple DMs of proof and all this stuff exploded like right after this, it's clearly still happening, and like they didn't really even fix it. Now obviously the favorite tool bug is unaddressed. Like Jandel has not commented on this or how they're gonna fix it, or there obviously have been like bug reports they're just ignoring. But like people who hacked like Discord, like people who have like hacked and done this exploit, I don't think they've really found like a way to fully like ban this almost. Now obviously if you want to cover the losses of like how bad this really is, so like if you wanted to crunch the numbers, you could get into like the value of how annoying this exploit is, and like how much value you're really losing when these exploiters do all this stuff. It gets annoying once you realize like how much value these exploiters are just stealing, obviously. And then additionally, you can also like look into, usually like I think it's like a good amount of every player that joins a public server gets affected by this. Now obviously private servers are free, so you can use that, but a full way you can protect your garden. Obviously this scam is really devastating, especially like even if you're free to play or not, this is still going to affect you. Now one of the main things I would say, like one thing I would say is like literally just like completely avoid public servers. I think it's literally like the 1 in 5 player plot merging hack, like using alt accounts with no crops or blood moon shopping and all this stuff. It's not worth it. And then obviously you can also create private or free private servers once again. So obviously if you want to create your own private server, just go to the game list and then you can come on down, and I already have one, and then create private server, name it whatever you want, and then you're set. And then obviously don't AFK in public servers. Like once you obviously, you know, have your private server up, the AFK farming risks the theft, especially the plot merging. And this also uses like once again, use a secure private server, especially if you are wanting to grind really rare mutations like Zombified and all these things. Now, I would also recommend selling your crops. So if you are grinding mutations on this, if you're not doing this in a private server, try to sell them. Like you'll probably lose them to a hacker or an exploiter in some way. So you'd get more money out of it than selling it, than losing half of them and only selling the other half. And then any issue you run into this, like I would recommend reporting this to like Jandel. You can obviously go into their Discord server. I think you can go into their Discord server and you can open tickets and you can make bug reports and all this stuff. As you see, there's all these things that you can do. And additionally, test with alts, like people have been showing test stealing on his alts and private servers on the server to understand the glitch, but obviously don't like steal other things. You can test this glitch to see how it works, get like an idea, but I'm obviously not condoning like if you're going to do this to actually use it, but only for like the test of like educational purposes only. Now, is this like a pay, like who does this affect more? In my opinion, I think this affects like the free to play players more, because this hits them like really hard. Like the favorite tool is expensive, and then on top of this, it's like there's a really high like rate of you getting scammed through this. So obviously, like if you can't just, you know, buy the items back with, you know, your infinite plethora of Robux, and this is most likely obviously in effect the free-to-play players a lot harder. Now, Jandel, the plot merging favorite tool glitches, they're like really affecting the game. Like I think a lot of players are not wanting to play the game anymore just because of this issue, and like players are losing a lot of money and work towards this. Like reducing server size clearly didn't work, and the bug reports are clearly being mostly ignored. They're either working on patching this on like the next weekly update, but I personally think they should just release the patch as soon as they have it ready. But if you have been scammed, make sure you drop that story in the comments so you can share your story. But anyways, once again, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe because I'm trying to hit 150K. And if you are wanting to win, I literally have 4 alt accounts with a chicken jockey, and I'm giving away all of them to the winner of the giveaway. And it's so simple. All you got to do to join is just go on down, click the subscribe button, and comment your username. Obviously, you can leave a like to increase your odds. But once again, that's all you got to do is leave a like, subscribe, and comment your username down below to enter into the chicken jockey giveaway.